Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about Married at First Sight Denver, season 17, episode 10. It's called Breaking Up the Party. Now, if you're new here, look at the bottom of your screen, whatever device you're looking on. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, consider joining the channel. Leave your comments. Hello to everyone on the replay and hello to everyone that's able to join live. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for coming. I hope everyone got a chance to watch the episode because it was very interesting in a way that I didn't realize, in my opinion, that there were, there's 3 couples remaining, that all 3 couples are on the edge of possible divorce. Even the front runner, Becca and Austin. I mean, they have just glazed over their relationship. And I think that they aren't really thinking about the long-term aspects, especially not on Austin's end. He's giving very cookie cutter answers that I don't know if he's really into Becca like, right, Becca, yeah, Becca like that. I'm not sure if it's the attraction or if it's the learning of the medical condition that she was honest and upfront about, or is it something about the religious aspect? Because if it's the religious part, in my opinion, she said, at least to a confessional, that she never had someone that she would bend for when it came to religious things. So I don't know. So hopefully you got a chance to watch it, whether it came out live on streaming, and hopefully you also got a chance to watch the after party, because finally Brennan has showed up to the after party. He's been MIA since week 1, and Brennan need to be on the after party. I think that was technically his counseling session, being on the sofa in a way. So anyways, all right, let's get to it. Well, I just see right now Tamika in the chat saying hello. So hopefully everyone can watch on the replay, or if y'all come in late, I'll be sure to say hello to you too. And you missed the after party, I'm going to talk about it at the end of the episode. I'll give you a little bit of what was said, because what was said about Clare possibly, I was like, ooh, I definitely did not see that coming at all. But Cameron debunked what was being said. Sorry, I'm putting lotion on. And yeah, we'll go from there. So on last night's episode, like I said, it's called Breaking Up the Party. Let's see, Cameron, Brianna, was it Cameron? Cameron, Brennan, and Lauren are all, to me, on the fence. Also, before I begin, let me say congratulations to the holiday giveaway winners. If you entered, our winners are Tamika. Hey, girl, hey, check your email for your information that's been sent to you. And also to Failed Foster Dog Mom, also won the holiday gift card from Millennial Mom. And the gift cards were to Sedoni Beauty. So congratulations to you. All right. So on this episode, the couples are having a potluck get together, and that also includes Lauren and Orion. And the couples also meet with Dr. Pia to navigate their relationships. So before I drop the link, I'm going to talk about the few quick streams. Hello, Joe. Hello. How are you? Thank you for joining. And so quick scenes beginning with Cameron and Clare. They're waking up in the morning, and the first thing they say is always something like in the way of them, right? Or is it just me? Something always in the way. Because she's like, oh, I was burning up. It felt like, I forgot what she said. Did she say Hades or something like that? I don't know. Anyway, she said she was roasting. And Cameron was like, okay, well, the fan is over there. Like, how come you didn't get up and turn the fan on if you were hot? On that one, I was like, okay, Cameron, I'm with you on that, because how is he supposed to know? She's burning up in the bed, right? If you're hot, get up, turn the fan on, drop the air conditioner down, open the window, whatever it is you need to do, right? So Cameron and Clare then get to talking about the conversation from the night before. All the couples do. They talk about the get together from the night before, because that evidently brought Dr. Pia over to see how the couples were navigating their new experiences, right? But Cameron said that he didn't realize that the conversation and the communication about his father's health would go that way, would like take a turn. And I'm like, really? If you're dating someone, well, first of all, let me take that up. You're married to somebody, right? And their family doesn't come, and you ask them, oh, so what's going on and all this and that. And then we have a get together. It's like, oh yeah, my dad is on his deathbed. Like, how do you think that conversation is going to go? Like that is not a 180, that's a 360. How do you expect somebody to be like, oh, okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. And then you can tell me in front of our guests and not tell me separately. So I think that was a cop out for Cameron. And then later when we see Clare and Cameron, they're having dinner. And again, there's so much tension in the room. Do you think it's just because it's tension because just of everything that's going on? Or do you think it's tension because Cameron has already checked out and Clare maybe kind of sort of has checked out, but she doesn't really want to say? Like, what do y'all think it is? Because I think it's a little bit of both, honestly. Oh, goodness gracious. So I dropped the link if you want to join. There it is on the screen. It's also in the chat. If you're familiar or not with the link, if you click the StreamYard.com, you have your option of showing your face or not. You can stay anonymous and then join the panel. If not, you can stay in the chat. That's fine too. It's up to you. So I don't know. Instead of bringing the smallest things to dinner and arguing over like the heat, the cool, the chewing with your mouth closed and everything like that. I've explained before in other videos, maybe like a 90-day fiance or something like that, that if you, in my opinion, don't care for somebody at all, it doesn't matter how they eat, look, breathe, smell, is going to be a turnoff. And I think that's exactly what's happening here. Anyways, are you ready backstage? All right, here we go. Hey, girl. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And yes, check your email.
Okay. Yeah, I've been busy.
That's okay.
I was literally laying down and got the alert. I'm like, oh, dang, that is tonight. Okay, let me get up.
It's tonight. It's actually the last show for the next 2 weeks because they'll be on hiatus or a look back. So what do you think about the Clare and Cameron? Like, is that his responsibility of making sure that the fan is on? How is he supposed to know she's sleeping, she's hot? How would he know that? Why would she be upset with that?
Yeah, I don't know if she told him. I know when she told him in the morning and he was like, oh, well, the air is over. I was like, oh, okay.
I think I would have said that too, though. But if you're both asleep, right? If you were hot and it wakes you up, turn the fan on, and put it in your direction. How am I supposed to know that you were hot at night? I'm sleeping.
Exactly. Or take the blanket off of you, your comforter off of you.
Right. Right. At least she has one, unlike somebody on another show. Right?
A duvet.
Right. So later, the couples have a potluck. And everybody is there, including Lauren and Orion. And I'm going to say just like this. I think out of all the potluck stuff, I think Lauren and Orion separately brought the best stuff. I was like, okay, charcuterie board. Okay, dessert tray.
Right. Right.
But anyways, let me jump to another quick scene before we get into the potluck scene. Hi, Dolores. How are you today?
Hey, Dolores.
And then so Emily and Brennan, they also talk about their get together. Emily apologized to Brennan for her friends, how they came across, how they were just so strong and, up front and forward. And I thought that was nice of her because she really didn't have to, you know what I'm saying? She really had a conversation with Brennan, to be honest, but her apologizing was something else. And then Emily was like, well, my friends are protective of me. So that's kind of like what to expect. And Brennan, even though he said he understood, did he really? His whole body language.
He was, listen, check. Another reason for me not to be with her.
Another reason,
check.
Right? And you know what? That's not cool, though. That's not cool on Brennan because that's not her fault that her friends came at him like that. But I understand because I would hope, if I had some friends that was down with me, that they would at least present the argument as to why are you here in the process if you're making our friend feel this way. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
that's just me. All right. Now I guess Becca and Austin. So Austin is teaching a game called cribbage to Becca that his mom taught him. Becca's ready to turn up that chemistry, but Austin is not.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you think that is though? Why do you think Austin is pulled back? Do you think it's because of the medical issue or the religious issue or both?
I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think he's into her that much or not yet. And he's just like, I'm just not ready to go there yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's definitely holding back. That's something I didn't see coming with this couple.
Mm-mm.
I knew they were, had a lot of things on the surface. They liked the gaming, the friend groups, the large friend groups, the eating out and being social. But I didn't think that this would be it because they just seemed like in the beginning, like, oh yeah, we have all this together. The experts did us, right, and high
Mm-hmm.
five, pinky swore, and all this other stuff. And I was just really surprised to see they went backwards. Okay, so when we're at that potluck, like I said, I always look at the food to see what people bring.
Mm-hmm.
And is it me or did Orion come in there as if he was just like, yeah, I wanted a divorce and this is just what it is. Just like he had nothing to do with nothing and he was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like playing the victim role. Was it me? Because I'm trying not to like put the label on him, but that's what he gave to me.
Yeah, he always got the blame game going on.
Yeah.
And everything, he doesn't take any responsibility for what he does or
Mm-hmm.
says.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he tries to, then he always turn it back on the other person.
Right. So the couples were surprised that they were divorced. I'm like, not divorced. Yeah, divorced.
Annulled, because they didn't indulge in anything. So I'm not sure why it's not annulled.
Yeah, exactly. But they were surprised that they weren't living together. I'm like, y'all live on the same, maybe not the same floor, but in the same place. Like you never went to knock on their door to see. They were always going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
right.
then the conversations that Claire had with Lauren before, they came back to Denver,
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought that Claire would have been the one in the loop. I know it's not her place to tell people, but the other couples really seemed like they were in shock, and I was surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do we think about Lauren still being as emotional to everything and admitting that, she gave an off-color joke or reference? I'm like, that wasn't you. You didn't bring that up. You didn't even know. You just asked the question, then you played into it as, he was sunburned on the face, like, oh, now I can see what, kind of thing. So I don't think that was her place, but she apologized. And then she said the slut shaming.
He did. But you know what? A lot of men do that. When they hear that a woman has been with someone else fairly recent, a lot of them, they look at the woman like crazy, like what you out here doing? Even if they've done it, they're still looking at her crazy. And but she told him though, she was like, bro, you a gaslighter. I was like, you better say that, girl. You better tell him. Finally.
And he was like, what do you mean? Like, I never try to do anything. But I stand by my principles. I'm like, that's fine to stand by your principles.
Mm-hmm.
Also realize what it is that you were doing. It's not just Lauren saying it to him. His favorite expert, Pastor Cal, said this to him as well. So where's the disconnect? And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I again think the disconnect for, part of it is because when Orion explained that he came from a matriarchal family, maybe he didn't like that. Maybe because he didn't have enough father figures in his life. But he's not the only one that happens,
Right.
So I think that's what he was hanging his hat on, in my opinion.
How long ago did Lauren's mom pass?
I'm not sure.
Because it seemed like I don't understand why all the emotion and why she's so emotional, and it's only been like 2-3 weeks. And it's like, you don't even know, known him like that. Like, girl, he lived with his mama.
Right.
So, but there's something else to me. It's something else going on with her that's making her this emotional about this, like she is, because there's no way.
It's been at least a year. It's been at least,
Okay.
I want to say 2, but I can't confirm that in my mind right now, but I know it's been at least 1 year for sure.
Okay.
So I think it's still fairly recent, but
Fresh.
some people never get over a type of grief. Might be more, you know, when she, you know, dropped to the floor after she talked about, oh, you know, he called me a failure, and she was still, you know, so emotional about that. I'm like, your feelings in Orion are way too invested for him to have come into you like that.
Yeah.
For you to feel like you're a failure for someone you literally known at maximum 8 days.
Exactly. And I just can't say the comment I want to say, because let somebody call me a failure.
Right.
That's it ain't gonna be nothing nice.
She's still technically a stranger. Like, that wouldn't even, I would say what I had to say and keep it moving. Like, you know, so, all right. So later, when Dr. Pia visits the couples, things go left for at least 2 couples. Now there's only 3 left for now. Right. So first up, Clare and Cameron. I was very surprised at Cameron's response. Things were always tense with this couple. Always. There's not one time I've seen them, I don't know about you or anyone else in the chat, I've seen this couple where they weren't tense about something. Claire feels that they may not have been as honest in communication as they could be with each other. And I'm thinking, what, Claire, aren't you, or haven't you been honest about? Maybe your feelings, saying how she really feels? Because to me, if she says how she really feels, that's like, I don't like you. You can't convince me, she can't convince me that she likes Cameron. I think Cameron's in the friend zone. Like, I just don't see it. So, well, anyways, all the stuff that's transpired up until now. Now Dr. Pia comes in the door, and what happens? They don't have on their wedding rings. I was like, wow. Right. That stunned me, literally. That stunned me. I don't think I've ever seen a married at first sight couple who have taken off their wedding rings in advance. Have you?
No.
This in advance?
Not this soon.
Yeah, she noticed that, and she's talking about the roadblocks. Cameron did explain that he doesn't see that him and Claire can move past the kid situation, about, you know, the religious aspect of the children, how it, you know, would be involved in their lives. And I agree, because we've mentioned before, you know, I think last week or whatever, that if you're not equally yoked with that religion thing, like, we couldn't even move forward. And why put them together?
Exactly.
Why
exactly.
That don't even make sense.
Not at all.
So here's the thing. Cameron said that the reason why his dad couldn't come to the wedding, he explained that his father has a critical ongoing illness. So technically he's not on his deathbed. He just has an acute illness that's just for a lifetime. Okay. But yet he made it seem like the reason why his dad has an illness of his lung collapsing and lung issues is because of the divorce with his mom when he was 15. Now, Cameron, how old are you?
Exactly.
He's 30. That was at least 20 years ago.
So
clearly dad was not on his deathbed, because that was the case. Then maybe, you know, it's always God's timing, Cameron. Sorry. God's timing. But
and then he said he wanted to go to New Zealand and get married with the family.
Right. So whose communication is lacking here? Cameron's, right? Because that don't even make sense. So
at all.
Right. Because if that was the case, you would say, you know, if we get past, we like each other, we get past the time we're supposed to say, you know, decision day, I would like to get married. My father is in ill health. You know, my mom, we didn't even know his parents were divorced. This is the first time he said all this, right? So, and I want to know, what, even if his dad was on his deathbed, so Cameron says, why wouldn't you want him to know you got married? Isn't that something nice and pleasant?
Right.
Wouldn't you be FaceTiming your family individually, like, hey, I got married, this is my wife? Huh?
It's good news.
It's good news, right? But he just makes it seem like, nope, it's all Claire's fault as the reason why he's not saying it, because there's no connection there. And I'm like, he gotta own up to some stuff. Well, Dr. Pia said that for them to, try to set them on a page where they can, talk about emotions and maybe hold hand and this and that. And Cameron said, you know what? I appreciate what you're saying, but I need to sleep on it for me to go forward. I'm like, sleep on it? You are on Married at First Sight. Did you sleep on the process before you came? Because if you did, you don't know what's coming in front of you with a stranger, right? So you have an expert giving you advice as to what you should do. And he's like, I don't need that. In a sense, that's what he's saying. I don't need that. I need to sleep on it. So I don't know. I thought Cameron was being a little rude to Dr. Pia. Did you think so? I see that face. Think of a different verb.
He was I kind of get what she's saying. I kind of don't get what she's saying, because at the end of the day, we cannot talk about this until we are in front of the experts, but it's still going to be an issue even when we get in front of the experts, because I don't think he's going to, waver, and she's not going to waver about how they're going to raise kids and about religion, because that's really big with some people. And so when he said, I'm going to sleep on it, because I guess he just doesn't want to make a rash decision and be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. But then now, 2 weeks down the line, or 2 days down the line, probably he's going to regret it. And it's like, why are we coddling them when y'all know it's not going to work? Religion is big.
Religion is big. I'm not saying he shouldn't sleep on it, because that's a good thing to do. But I'm just saying that just, don't throw back in the face. To me, it was like rude how he said it. You can say things without saying things like, no.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. So, and I agree. Like, not just this couple, but as seasons have gone by, like, don't call, like you said, don't coddle these couples. If you know it's not working, they're telling you it's not working, and they're giving you the energy that we really don't want to move forward, but we're going to because this is what you want us to do, then that's what it is. So, anyways, I will say that Cameron, because you didn't see the after party, but I'll talk about it in a little bit, that don't let Orion's situation get you caught up. So anyways, all right. Let's move to Emily and Brennan. So Brennan is already dragging his feet before Dr. Pia comes. Brennan, you know what? Brennan is one of those people that always has something to say. He always has something to say, and it's not necessarily, he thinks it's positive, but the energy is off. I'm not saying negative, it's just off, right? So he wants to know, why is Dr. Pia coming over? Like, what's she looking for? I'm like, what do you mean? What is she looking for? She's the expert to help you out. The same thing Pastor Cal or Dr. Pepper would come over for. The same exact thing, right? So with Brennan saying that, it may seem like it's a reach, but do you think that Brennan has little respect for a woman that has a position?
He doesn't even have to have a position. He has no respect for women.
Okay. All right. I was trying to give him a little ounce, because we only
No,
you don't think so? All right. Well, when Dr. Pia comes over, she learns a lot from Brennan and Emily just in a short time that we saw on TV. Brennan said he's not attracted to Emily. And he goes, well, let's not just do this here. Let's not make Emily feel bad about, what you want me to say. I'm like, you can say things in tact, can't you, Brennan? You don't know tact? You don't have to be like, oh, she's an ugly beep, beep, beep. You don't got to go there. You're not attracted to say, you know what, I'm not as attracted to her as I thought I would be. And I don't know if I see this moving forward. You know what I'm saying? But clearly he don't have those skills. So when Dr. Pia asked, is this making you feel uncomfortable, Emily? He was like, no, it's not. So I think Emily knows already. I mean, if her friends came at him like that, of course, Emily told her friends what's going on, right? Because they just got back from the honeymoon. So when it was Emily's turn, And before I continue on, I'm gonna say, I think I had Emily pegged wrong. She's still a party girl. Yes, that bachelorette scene still happened. Yes, I still think she's wild, but she has more sense than I gave her credit for on the back. Definitely on the back end, because she's still trying to save face for herself, but more so for Brennan. She's trying to save face, even though she knows that the vibe is off and he don't like her like that. And answering the questions, right? She'll have no problems answering the questions, but I think she's answering kind of like timidly, because if what she said last week on the after party is true about Brennan's one way on camera and off camera, Brennan gives me he can be explosive off camera. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, he gives me CSI vibe. Not CSI. What is it? Criminal Mind vibes. That he is just somebody, that will. Yeah, I'm smiling for the camera and I'm prim and proper, but then when the cameras are gone, be this, and all of that, and how she was answering the questions almost seemed like she was programmed to answer them in a certain type of way so that she does not make him look bad and make her look bad, because if she looks bad, then he's going to look bad because she's a reflection of him. Because how he said, when he was trying to protect her, this is my wife. And I'm like, oh, she your wife now?
Right.
Because you don't even like her.
Right.
But okay.
That's a good point. And I did see that. And you're right. The way you say it is like, they almost seem like they've known each other long enough to where maybe Brennan's seen his parents be in that toxic, for Brennan's family, he said his father was alcoholic, toxic relationship, when already Emily's acting as if she's already in a toxic relationship.
Yes.
That she's been in for a while. And I didn't like that for her. That's why I said saving face. Now, when Dr. Pierce asked Brennan about his emotions, he said he didn't have any. I'm like, Brennan, you're expressing emotions right now. What you mean? Everyone
you don't understand.
Everyone, I wonder what kind of emotions he thought that she was talking about. Like what? Because he's not crying. There's an emotion, Brennan. Clearly, you're angry about something. That's what it's giving. He may not be, but that might be the wrong choice. But he's like, oh, really? I am, and I'm like, what is going on? So anyways, when Dr. Pia offered the counseling, of course he turned it down. I think he's way too macho for that. I really do. Hello, actually, Arbery. How are you?
Hey.
Yeah, way too macho. All right. So let's move to Becca and Austin. So
wait a minute, I got to make a movie reference real quick. Sure. So remember in Ghost, when Whoopi was like, and she's like, you in trouble, girl? That's how I feel. Like, Emily, you in trouble, girl. You better get up out of here and quit.
She's been in trouble for a long, long time.
Yeah, you better sneak out in the middle of the night, honey.
All you gotta do is say you're going to the grocery store. He's not coming with you or help you.
Right. Listen, he ain't going with her anywhere. So
that's real easy. I'm going to get some groceries. You need something? Yeah. All right. Let's move to Becca and Austin. So Dr. P is saying that she can see a genuine connection. They agree about the intimacy, about they're not really having too much intimacy or none at all, and not cuddling. Becca said he moves at a slower pace than I do. Now, I was surprised at that, because Becca doesn't give me on camera that she moves at a fast pace because of her medical condition. I mean, she just a week or two prior to this experience get something done. So I'm like, why would she want to be all like intercourse? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Why would she want that already? So Austin said that he feels a connection, but he'd rather have an emotional connection first before a physical one. He said he didn't just want to, in his words, bang. I said, well, that's good to know.
Thanks for letting us know that.
Right. That's good to know, Austin. Thank you. But I do appreciate him saying about the emotional connection first. Because I think that's what's missing in a lot of couples, especially usually in the younger you are, or just the type of lifestyle you live, you just do the act and not have a connection with somebody going forward. Right. And that, because you can act honestly with yourself if need be, So
I think she might be good with heavy petting from the other. Remember?
Yes, I know what you mean.
Be okay with that. Yeah.
Right.
And lead up to the other part.
Yeah, because previously before the Dr. Pierre came over, when they were playing that game and you had to, put the little pegs in the holes, Becca was trying to be like, hey, Austin, nod, wink, wink. And Austin was just like a cool cat, like, yeah, well, my mom taught me how to play. Like, what are you doing up
right. Womp, womp.
Right. So, anyways, Dr. P is telling them that, intimacy could be anything, could be hand could be, hugging and, kiss on the cheek. And Becca said that she's ready when he is, pretty much. And Austin just like, well, I am too, but it's just not giving that. I like I said, was really surprised that it came from Austin and not Becca, just because of the background. So, yeah, he just seems very uncomfortable, Austin. And on top of that, Becca and Austin aren't really giving us anything to discuss, because it's just like, yeah, we game. Yeah, we like our friends. Yeah, we're eating. They're always eating, which is fine, because I like to eat too when I can. And that's it. We don't know nothing about them. We know about Clare and Cameron, and we know about Becca and Austin, and we definitely know about Lauren and Orion, but we don't know nothing about Becca and Austin.
Nothing,
to talk about with them, honestly. All right, so after the meeting with Dr. Pia, we see Clare and Cameron again. Cameron's talking about he ready to leave. He thought about it. I guess when he woke up or came back, he said, you know what? I can't do this. So, tell me what it is that you want me to do, because I don't got to be here. I was like, okay, Cameron. I wasn't expecting that either. This episode just threw me off. I'm like, what is
all the way off? Yeah.
So what do you think about Cameron saying to Clare the next evening or whenever it was that he can't do this no more? And what is it that you want me to do? Because he said he can't continue on with this. He knows that nothing's going to change for the foreseeable future. Nothing. And Claire's like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what to do. And then she got an epiphany. She's like, oh, wait. But Dr. Pia said that if we try to, I was like, you know what? That right there should have told you, Cameron. Was it for you and anybody else in the chat? Was it not like wait, but Dr. Pia said, if we give it a try and just not think about our arguments and just focus on one thing, we could do better, and Cameron was looking at her like, did you just say that to me?
I want it. Here we go.
Yoke up.
Grab her up. Girl, right. It's over. It's over. Just like Vince Carter said, it's over. Okay?
Yes.
Let it go. In my Elsa voice. Let it go. Let it go.
Right.
Stop it.
I'm like,
stop it.
You're supposed to be, well, I know you haven't officially practiced yet, Claire, but you're a semester shy of your master's degree. You've done all this training. How you just now getting the epiphany like, oh yeah, they said, I'm like, no. And then Cameron said, well, you know what? I'll give it a try. After he looked through her. He didn't look at her. To me, he looked through her. He's like, I'll go ahead and stay in the spare bedroom if that'll help us out in the long run. I'm like, you can stay in there, but you still gonna be making your own breakfast. Right.
He's gonna sneak out like a thief in the night. I'm telling you something. They are.
Yeah, it was really sad to watch, honestly. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm just laughing at Claire being like, oh yeah, we should try this. I'm like, girl, no.
Where did she get her degrees from? Because she get it from DeVry. Because I mean, if somebody go to DeVry, I'm not talking about you, but I'm just saying, it's just, yes, it's giving.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I apologize.
No.
But that's what I mean too. Like, sure, her counseling, like even before the other episodes I mentioned, I'm like, how are you going to argue back and forth with your husband? He's telling you what he likes, what he don't like. She's like, I don't agree. That's not true. I'm like, if this was your patient, you can't be doing this.
No.
You have to listen. And Claire wasn't listening. Like, she literally, again, had an epiphany. Like, oh yeah, we're supposed to do this. Not like, well, if that's what you feel like you need to do, because she was like, I don't know, getting a headache thinking about what he should do.
I wonder if she passed or was she placed. You know how when you're in school, they don't want to pass you, but they just gonna place you in the next grade because they don't want to flunk you. Did they place her into? Never mind.
Nah. All right. So then let's go to Brennan and Emily. So their conversations are still tense. Brennan said he don't need therapy, and pretty much that's about it. Emily's like, I don't know how this conversation already started to get so, what she say, heated or whatever she said.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you knew how it was going to go before Dr. P even got there.
Right.
Let him be in his own little world, and that's it. Because Brennan, I don't believe Brennan's staying there. Because remember what he said about when they moved in, about working in the morning and then going to his own place?
Mm-hmm.
I think Brennan went back to his house because he was so upset about whatever was going on. And there's no connection with Emily. So I highly doubt he lives there. She does because she brought her stuff.
Right. And he told her, when you have your one-on-ones, you bet not say nothing.
He's something else, isn't he? Anyway. All right. So then we see Becca Austin, nothing really happening. She's trying to get a little extra that doesn't include the actual penetration. So maybe she got a little extra hugs and kisses on the cheek. I don't know. All right.
Painful to watch them.
It is. So I downloaded the MAFS schedule. This is courtesy of the MAFS fan. If you followed them, I don't know if it's him or her on Instagram, but here's the schedule for the next coming month. So yesterday was Breaking Up the Party. December 27th is a look back. So it's not a new episode, the journey so far. January 3rd, Taking It Day by Day. January 10th, Something's Fishy. January 17th, Exploring Intimacy at an Altitude. And January 24th, New Groom, Who It Is. So that means Michael is back on the show.
That means it's going to be longer.
And then underneath that, which it cut off, is the groom and his new bride will have a honeymoon. It's something about a different honeymoon coming up. So yeah, we're gonna see them get married, and have their own little honeymoon. So they should get married and honeymoon in the same episode. Like dedicate the episode to them and keep moving forward. Also on Married at First Sight, before I talk about the after party, this is the new season of Married at First Sight is done. It's supposed to be in Austin, Texas. The filming Chicago right now. But this is what also came up on Instagram if you saw it or didn't. Married at First Sight Austin, casting singles who are 55 plus. Married at First Sight.
Wow.
So I don't know how true that is. It said kinetic content casting. That's who cast the Married at First Sight people. So it's possibly true. So
where are they filming at? They filming in Chicago right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. So anyways, all right. So now we have the after party. So if you didn't see it, I'll tell you about it and go from there. Make it real quick. So on the after party, we have Cameron, Brennan, and Lauren. So Keisha asked Cameron and Brennan how they felt about Dr. Pia coming on the show and offering advice. Brennan and Cameron both say they enjoyed the expert and the advice that they gave. I said, well, that's a flip. But then again, time has gone on. Maybe they see things in a different light. So the highlights are Cameron's family history about his dad came up, about him being on his deathbed. Keisha asked him about his illness. Cameron said it was chronic and the divorce of his parents, like I mentioned, collapsed the lung. Cameron admitted that the way he was feeling at the time of that episode wasn't his actual truth, and he regrets how he came across. I said, really? Now, also, there was a truth moment that came up about maybe Claire wasn't attracted to Cameron because Claire heard through the grapevine that Cameron wasn't attracted to Claire because of her figure. Cameron said that is not true. He said Claire is exactly who he asked the experts for. He liked someone slender, and that's what he got. Then Lauren chimed in, and Lauren said, that's not what I heard. Claire told us girls that You said, Cameron, that you didn't like her because she had a big butt. And if y'all had intimacy, you wouldn't have did it because her butt was too big. I said, oh my goodness.
Oh.
Now, Cameron denied this. And then Cameron also dropped his own bombshell and said, well, that's not true. But I also heard that Claire likes, and he had a little trouble saying it because he didn't know which word to say because he didn't want to come across as maybe, different. He said Claire likes, he heard she likes tall, dark, toned, he didn't say skin, athletic men. And so Lauren was like, oh, black guys? He goes, but that's not true because all Claire's exes are white. I said, what is happening? And she was like, okay, right. So
right.
Huh?
I said, all right.
Yeah, so there's some discrepancy going on. So either Cameron don't like big butts and Claire likes her some
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of chocolate or on the side.
A little bit tanned.
So that's what's going on. All right. Also, Lauren was asked about reliving the moment about the potluck. She expressed still having the hurt from the divorce. And what she really couldn't get past was the comment of making her feel like a failure. That was her thing. And then Brennan, watching the clip back with Dr. Pia, saying that he needs therapy. Brennan said he knows that therapy is a great idea and great idea for some. He didn't say for him. He said he felt Dr. Pia wanted him to explain the reasons why he didn't have a spark with Emily. And Keisha was like, no, that's not what she asked you. She asked you how come you didn't feel any emotion or express any. And Brennan was like, oh, that's what she meant. I'm like, see, Brennan, this is one reason why you need some therapy. Anyways, that was the after party. And that was Married at First Sight. So hopefully, if you didn't get a chance to watch the after party, you get a chance to look at it because it was very interesting with the answers from Cameron and Brennan watching the show back. So that was that. The after party was better than the show.
Usually it is. So I'm so mad. I mistakenly turned erased it from my DVR, and I'm like, no. Yeah. I'll catch it.
Yeah, I gave you the breakdown about the Clare and Cameron and all that going on. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for being on the panel as always. Thank you, everybody watching and on the replay. Now, remember, there will be a 2-week hiatus all next week for the holiday.
Yes.
Back. So, everyone have a safe holiday. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy whatever it is that you celebrate. Any final words that you have?
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Feliz Navidad, Enjoy Noel. If you don't celebrate, enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day, exactly. So, all right, everyone. Thank you for watching. I'll see you back in the new year.
Happy New Year.
Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.